A billiard table, where rolling, even surface and rebound from the cushions are the main qualities. 3 balls. The red ball, called the neutral ball, and a ball for each of the players. At the beginning, the rules are simple. The player has to contact the other 2 balls with his cue ball. In 3 cushion, as the name indicates, a point is only valid if the player touches the cushion 3 times before the cue ball hits the 3rd ball. And this is where it starts to get complicated. The diversity of the points, the gestural nuances, and the different settings they require make it a particularly complex sport. To appreciate his technique better, we needed a champion. At the age of 33, Jean-Christophe Roux is one of the most gifted players of his generation. He has won the French Masters on 2 occasions in 1998 and 2002, was runner-up at the European Championships in 1997 and holds the French record with a series of 18 points. He will show us more than 150 points in 8 categories, ranging from classical shots to the most spectacular ones. For the sake of clarity, Jean-Christophe plays with the white ball, and you will see its course in the different animations that illustrate each point. The quantities of balls are also indicated by superimposing the player's cue ball over the target ball. The cue's impact spot is shown by a blue dot, which indicates precisely the amount of English to play. For this kind of shot, the amount of the target ball is often better than to dose the English in order to find the right direction. The natural reflection facilitates the execution. The absence of English makes the course more homogeneous on different surfaces, and in this particular case, the position is more open after the point. Here's another example of a natural reflection. Target ball hit 1/2, high attack. This time we add some side English. Here, the natural reflection does not allow to play this point within the zone, so we use the bottom English to find the right course. This cut shot is played simply by hitting the target ball at about 1/2, by hitting above the center of the cue ball. Here again, we find the principle of the natural reflection. The cue ball-yellow ball axis is close to the perpendicular line towards the short cushion, so the player needs to use the yellow ball as a support to chase it, and he must hit lower. This delicate movement is called compensation. Although the player must use the red ball as a support again, the movement is easier than in the preceding shot because it is played above the center of the cue ball with natural English. Here we are close to what is called a half-follow shot. The major difficulty in this point is simply to recognize it. This is a cut shot doubled at the long cushion. It is played easily with natural reflection and some left English. This point can be compared to the previous one, and it can be considered as easier because the red ball is in a bigger zone, which means that the contact zone is bigger. Played with the right shot power, it allows to reposition the yellow ball along the long cushion. Hitting high with right English allows on one hand to create a curve and on the other hand to benefit from a favorable English at the second cushion. The bottom draw shot requires a rapid movement. It is important to hit the cue ball well, since this will determine the incidence. This shot is relatively easy to play, since the entry angle on the yellow ball is very favorable. The long English is very useful to open the entry angle on the third cushion. When you hit a ball rather full, in the center of the cue ball with maximum English, you slow down the rolling by adding speed to the lateral rotation. Since the ball is slowed down, the reflection from the cushion is also slowed, but the friction on the cloth is intensified, which considerably opens the reflection angle. The bottom English also offers the advantage of slowing down the ball by keeping a strong lateral English. So, the bottom draw allows here to create a long English by hitting the target ball thinner, an important condition to avoid a counter contact on the third ball. This is another example of a long English which finds its importance when touching the third cushion. Here we eliminate the regulation of the amount of the ball and the side English. By hitting the red ball rather full, the player needs to pay attention to the height of the hit to find the incidence on the short cushion. The long English will have all of its importance when touching the third cushion. This shot is simplified by the long English, which considerably opens the angle on the second cushion and allows a bigger margin of error on the third cushion. Here too the third ball is close to the cushion, so it is interesting to use this long English to achieve a larger contact zone. This time it is not the proximity of the third ball that justifies the use of the long English, but rather the simplicity of the shot it allows for. The setting, by nuancing the English, is particularly delicate and contains various possible sources of error. The left-hand English makes it possible, after touching the short cushion, to readjust the course of the cue ball towards the long cushion. Here, the reverse English is more appropriate than the bottom English via 3 cushions, since it allows to eliminate all risk of a counter contact. Since the red ball is located close to the long cushion, it is very important to combine a top hit with a fast movement, which also tends to position the player's ball close to the long cushion. You have to be careful not to plunge by keeping the cue on a horizontal level. This time, since the red ball is located more distantly to the long cushion, you must think of slowing down the movement by using maximum English. Here too it is important to slow down the movement. On one hand to gain precision, on the other hand to make sure that the English is as efficient as possible when touching the short cushion. Remember that to apply maximum English to the cue ball, you have to hit it at its center level. The smoothness of the shot is also an element of precision. Since the reverse shot is extremely difficult to play due to its thinness, the follow shot may be the best solution here. It makes it possible to apply maximum English to the ball according to the same principle as the long shot.